Sounds wonderful, dear. I'll see you in a couple minutes. That was the last time I ever heard my wife's voice. Have you ever had a moment so great you wished it would last forever? Or perhaps a moment that never seemed to end? Those perfect moments of anticipation where your heart starts to race or perhaps for a moment stops, and every minute suddenly becomes precious? That taste when every moment lasts an eternity? Perhaps you were touched by the same thing that found me. Perhaps he was poking you in the right direction. Or perhaps he was warning you of what's to come. I looked at the clock. 11:11. Soon I could leave a day early from my dead-end, meaningless, droning office job, and return home for a beautiful day, bottle of wine, and night of passionate sex with my beautiful, newlywed wife. If my boss had a problem with me leaving early, he could shove it. I typed away at my computer, writing progress reports and emails. After I had several done, I figured I could leave to go home. I looked at the clock. 11:11. I must have been a lot faster than I thought. What was in my coffee? I looked down at my cup. I ought to get more of that. I went to the coffee machine to fill up my mug. A man sat near the machine waiting for something. He wore a dark black suit and sat with a contented grin on his face. Odd. I thought I knew most everyone around the office. I suppose not. When I came back, I checked my computer. 11:11. No, that didn't make any sense. I must have been gone at least 5 minutes. Then again, how would I know without the clock? I stared at it. It would have to change soon. I started counting. When I made it to 60, I will have known a minute had gone by. And yet, when I made it to my desired time, I had been sure I was counting too fast. I started again. And again. And again. The clock never changed. 11:11. Okay, so my clock was broken. I checked my phone. 11:11. Some weird internet thing. Did I forget daylight savings? The clock in the kitchen was mechanical. That would still be on normal time. 11:11. I turned to the man in the black suit. Hey, sorry, sir, but is daylight savings time today? The man continued to smile. Dunno. I walked back to my cubicle. 11:11. I searched the internet for something like this. It seemed like I spent hours searching. I found relativity, Groundhog Day. None of it made sense. I could interact with the world. Everyone moved at normal speed. It was just the clocks. All the damn clocks weren't working. How could a mechanical clock just stop? And at the same time as every other clock in the world? Was I going crazy? I started to understand all those office shooters you hear about on the news. Maybe life in a cubicle slowly drives us all to insanity. I look up above my cubicle to see the man with the black suit. He stood some distance away, making eye contact with me just above the cubicle. Thought he was going to ask me for something, but he just stood there, staring at me. It was then I realized the sun was still up. It should have set by now. Something in my body sensed it. It was evening, hell, maybe the middle of the night. I had been here for hours, and everything seemed normal. Everyone continued in their cubicles. It wasn't time for anyone to leave yet. They just kept going. They waited for the punch clock. Everyone except the man in the black suit, who was still standing past the cubicle staring at me. But now he began pointing at his watch and smiling. Smiling so large he was almost holding back laughter. He was doing it. He was screwing with all of us. Or it actually was still 11:11. How did he get into my phone? And how did he cover the windows for the sun? I started to run up to him, to ask him to assault him, I don't know. But before I got the chance, he had slowly walked out the door. I grabbed the handle and shook it. Locked. I hit the door trying to force it open. It wasn't possible. It just wouldn't move. I think it's been days now, but the clock still reads 11:11. But then again, without any way to tell time, I don't really have any idea. No one else seems to think anything is wrong. They just keep working. Perhaps they don't know what's wrong, or maybe they don't care. I can't sleep. Something about time won't let me get tired. The door won't move, neither will the windows or anything else that will let me leave to my wife. The only person who ever seemed any different was the man in the black suit. I saw him one more time since the day he left. He'd given me a newspaper clipping. The article couldn't have been possibly true. It was from tomorrow's paper about a car crash I'd been in on my way home from work that had taken place at 11:12 a.m.